Guys? James from Bolt Bros here. I'm feeling a little bit better today. My voice still sounds a little strange, but we're getting through it, guys. I just wanted to chat with you guys a little bit about the hot topic of Joey Bosa and kind of what happened in the last game and the reffing that came out of that game and kind of where it seemed to affect him quite a bit. And it's not the first time this ref has done this. So let's talk a little bit about this. Do these refs have too much control of the game and the destiny of your team and even for specific players? Let's chat about it, guys. Let's go, Bolt Bros. Let's go. All right, guys. So, yeah, once again, I've been sick, and I think it's actually because the Chargers made me sick after that loss. It was ridiculous to watch that. But, guys, we got a bright future ahead of us. Changes are happening. The Lombardi change is a big thing for us, the Shane Day move. We even had our linebacker coach get let go, too. So things are shifting and changing within this team. And to be honest, guys, and just to throw it out there once again, we're not far off. Just a little bit of retooling, a better supporting cast around this team. I think we will be fine and we'll do well. Big thing is that we just got to get Justin Herbert unlocked, which I think we will chat a little bit more about that on Friday. And so we know he's super, super talented. We do know that he has the ability to be the best quarterback in the league. I think it's just about getting his confidence level with the right coaching staff to be able to unlock his talent in further ways. Also, one thing I wanted to say too, and I know we've chatted about this a little bit on our last live that we did with the Out of Your Falcon Mind guys, but wanted to say, man, thanks everybody for all the support for this channel. I mean, we started this the off season last year, or I should say now last year for us. Basically, started I think in March of this or of 2022. And guys, it's been great to hear all the support, get all the support, love, comments, subscriptions, all that. We appreciate it so much, guys, and we love it. And bottom line, it makes me feel like a better fan all around, connecting with the community, being a part of the community, and really just having a different perspective of the season as a whole. It's definitely made me a better football fan all around, and I really, really appreciate all the support, love that you guys have been giving to us here at Bolt Bros, and love connecting with all of the other podcasters out there, for even Chargers podcasters to even other podcasters that are, from other teams and such. It's just been a great, great time. And I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all of your guys' support for us. So anyways, let's chat a little bit about this, guys. And let's chat about kind of an article that popped up about this referee that we all saw was kind of really riding on Joey Bosa quite a bit. So, guys, this isn't the first time this has happened with this referee, by the way. We have seen it even happen here with Garrett Wilson for the Jets. So that same ref, was it Sean? Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of his name right now. Either way, the ref that was really jumping on Joey Bosa, Sean Smith. I don't know why that name didn't want to come to mind right now. It's probably because I'm a little bit sick here still. But Sean Smith was the one that was jumping all over Joey Bosa. And even to that point of where, if you guys remember from the game, where Joey Bosa basically got up, got really frustrated, started walking away. Sean Smith came running over to Joey Bosa, basically saying, like, "What did you say, my man?" And basically, Joey Bosa said something probably like, I don't know what he said or anything like that. But basically, then all of a sudden, Sean Smith threw a flag on him. Like, it, as a ref, first off, I don't think you should be jumping in front of a player, asking him like, "Hey, what'd you say?" Like, you should not be saying something like that, doing something like that. I don't feel like that's something to be said. He wasn't directing it towards the ref. He was walking away to the sideline and such too. Now, you shouldn't be trying to find a way to throw flags, and you should not try to be able to make a season basically become a disaster because of something that a player played. This is the playoffs. This is everything on the line, win or go home kind of situation. it should be a pretty straight up game. Now, once again, Sean Smith was a head ref in this game and such. He was basically throwing a lot of these flags, and once again, it kind of happened the same way with Garrett Wilson. And he basically talked a lot about this. He said that ref, they don't mess with Buckeyes. I see what's getting on Bosa's nerve tonight. So once again, Garrett Wilson, by the way, phenomenal rookie season for him this year. Did an excellent job with the Jets this year. Good work for him over there. And what a wild situation if you get him on a team with a quarterback, how different he could potentially be. But he had a phenomenal season this year. So basically, Garrett Wilson is pointing out that this ref does not like Ohio State players. So what is going on here? So this experience with a referee told him, and this is Garrett Wilson speaking, he said, this ain't Ohio State no more, or this ain't state no more after a play during the first team's game against the New England Patriots at home. So what does that mean? So one, does that mean that this ref has a vendetta towards, for instance, Ohio State players? Does he just not like them? Well, and specifically with Sean Smith, come to find out he's from Michigan. So think about that. That's a rivalry. Michigan, Ohio State, big rivalry there for you guys. Now are you bringing that into the NFL just because this guy's from another college that you went to that's a rivalry college? You're going to basically go in the NFL, who is not on Ohio State anymore. Obviously, Garrett Wilson is on the Jets. Joey Bosa is on the Chargers. They have nothing to do with Ohio State other than they went to school there and then they got drafted out of there. That's it. But you're holding on to that to be able to make and dictate a way a game potentially could go because of what college they ended up going to. Seems a little crazy. Now, are they also saying that Ohio State gets a lot of these no calls, no flags kind of situations in college? Possibly. I mean, you got to think Ohio State is one of the powerhouses in college. It is one of those teams that definitely always succeeds and gets into the playoffs generally. Solid organization all around. But really what I'm focusing on this is Sean Smith was a guy that was from Michigan. Rivalry was Ohio State. He potentially could be bringing that into the NFL. Ohio State isn't a part of the NFL, by the way, but you're basically kind of letting these no calls happen or basically give a leg up to the opposition for not making calls. So pretty insane to hear that. Now, this is an interesting thing here too for you guys is there is a video here that I'm going to show you guys. And this is based upon, if you guys have not seen this, this is a pretty interesting video, in my opinion, of a no call on Garrett Wilson, which I believe was the same game that Sean Smith was reffing. So here you go. Nice pass, nice catch. Boom. Clearly out of bounds, gets rocked. No flag by any means. That should have been a 15-yard penalty right then and there. Boom. Defenseless receiver getting hit out of bounds. 15-yard penalty. Boom. Once again, did not get that call. It is an interesting thing when you see stuff like that. Are they just trying to dictate the way a game could go? Do the refs dictate the game based upon, even a rivalry that they might have? So do they feel like, hey, I don't like this guy because he went to Ohio State? It could be that. Did Sean Smith throw a second unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Saturday because it was just, he's an Ohio State guy. Bosa's another Ohio State guy. He's from Michigan. Remember that, guys. What I'm basically posing as a question to you guys is it really something that refs have too much control of this game and can find a way to be able to dictate how a game is ended. If you listen to Joey Bosa when he talked about his, um, it was his interview talking about the refs and how he hates those effing refs. He's probably fined me $40,000, but I just can't deal with the refs anymore. These guys are basically going to find ways to destroy somebody's season, not by not making calls. Is there a human element that is now getting involved that dictates the game? Just what I'm saying, and I keep emphasizing. Sean Smith came from Michigan, Ohio State, Joey Bosa, Garrett Wilson. Are those guys bringing that rivalry so deep that you're bringing it to the NFL where they are not Ohio State players at that point anymore, guys? They just came from that school. But is it dictating the game still that much? Are they deciding to be able to make things like that happen? Can a simple thing of where a ref went to a college and how he treats players from a rival school makes a difference? It seems like it's almost that way. I mean, this is just one example that we're finding here. And it's insane because it really basically broke it all down for this game too. I mean, once again, he's from Michigan. Sean Smith. It's all adding up now, guys. It is an interesting thing to see. Now, once again, Joey Bosa wasn't the only one getting picked on here, by the way. There was also, and once again, the offensive lines get away with a lot of stuff, by the way, guys. The offensive line gets away with a lot of things. So what I'm going to show you here, guys, is just a short video on
So this is what got Joey Bosa so upset on this touchdown. You can see a false start right here that was not called. Plus, he got held, but they should have called a false start. He wasn't too happy. That's how the Chargers scored a touchdown. I mean, the Jaguars. So this is what got Joey Bosa so upset on this touchdown. You can see a false start right here that was not called. And plus, he got held, but they should have called a false start. He wasn't too happy.
Have had those calls and did not get those calls. I'm emphasizing a lot to you guys that do these refs have too much control? And I'm really just thinking about this because just how that game went, it just seemed like everything fell into place very heavily for the Jaguars to where they had a literal perfect 4 drives on us, not one fault by any means throughout those 4 drives, and a shift from being completely dominated in one half to a shift of everything fell into place for them in the second half. The refs controlled that game at that point, and they gave and allowed the Jags to have these no calls to allow them to be able to get these drives. It just allowed them to be able to find a way to get back in the game. Now, once again, I'm a little tinfoil hat kind of guy. But at the same side, what I'm basically going to say on this is we were even chatting about this when we were watching the game. Vegas is getting involved, and Vegas does want to get involved. Now, I'm going to go back to, if you guys read about it, there was a guy that bet like a $1 million something or whatever that the Chargers going to win when they were 27-0 at that time. He was only going to make like $11K on the bet, but 27-0. Hey, I'll make a quick $11K, no big deal. Well, what happened from that point? Well, that's when everything shifted. We only scored 3 points in the second half, and they ended up winning on a game-winning field goal. So Vegas could look at the books and say, hey, guys, this is how much money we will make. This is how much money we will lose if this kind of outcome happens, whichever way it goes. Jags win, Chargers lose, whatever it is, vice versa. They could figure it out, and easily they can say, hey, look, we could shift things around. We could make a couple calls. We could make a couple, pull a couple strings and make something happen in the game. Refs do have control of the game. I'm going to always go back to, it was a Kings-Lakers series, I think it was 03-02 possibly, where Kings were up in the series. And this is, once again, it's a completely different league, NBA. Kings were up in the series. Looks like they're about to get to the finals. They were up in the game. Whoa, all of a sudden there was a lot of penalties on the Kings. It allowed the Lakers to get back into the game. Lakers got back into the game, won the game. Had to go to a game 7. ended up losing that game. Lakers go to the finals, win the finals. Years later, come to find out, the referee was betting on those games. He was dictating how those games went because he was throwing his own money on it, and he had full control of how that game could go. So, not saying that there's a betting situation going on there, but there is real money. Vegas is very involved with the NFL. And what I'm saying is that the refs do have a lot of control. Just like what Joey Bosa said, is that they could go in the locker room and say, haha, got that dude. I finally got him, and I told him who's boss, kind of thing. I could tell you what to do, and I could make you have a terrible day at your job. But guess what? I did my job, and I got you frustrated because a simple thing, you went to Ohio State, kind of thing. Now, it's all just thoughts, ideas. I don't have anything really to back it up. The one thing I do have to back up is that this did happen to Garrett Wilson too. And he is an Ohio State player. There is that human element that does get involved, guys. Now, once again, call me a tinfoil hat guy, but I think that there's a lot of truthfulness to that, especially the Vegas side of things and the human element of things. People could just not like somebody for whatever reason. And that's simply put how it can be. Now, once again, Joey Bosa wasn't the only one getting picked on, by the way. So there was also Kyle Van Noy was getting picked on. He was getting, there was a photo of him, Kyle Van Noy, basically getting completely held. And let me see if I can pull it up here for you guys. That he was not getting the calls too. Now, I don't know what time of the game this was, but that is blatantly a holding call. Not at all. No holding calls. I mean, it was a very, very clean game for the Jaguars in this game. So, bottom line, guys, what I'm saying is that there is an element in this game that these refs have a little bit too much control. They could really dictate how a game goes. They could dictate if they feel like they want to throw a flag or not throw a flag. And it sucks because it really harms the game, in my opinion. I really enjoyed the NBA until basically I started finding out about things like that, because it started taking away the tenacity of the game, the integrity of the game, the fairness of the game. And that's what frustrates me a lot about this. And I know why Joey Bosa got frustrated about this. I know Kyle Van Noy got very frustrated about this. It sucks to see that, guys. And, I'm not here saying this because we ended up losing to the Jags by any means. I think for a very, very long time, we've had games, especially against the Chiefs, that they get a lot of flags at very timely times of the game that really help benefit them a lot. That all of a sudden, wow, the Chiefs are this masterful team that just know how to be able to get right back into this game and get to that point where they get that touchdown to win the game because of this flag or this or that. It's like the refs decided to favor them a little bit too, guys. So once again, guys, I'm just posing this question to you guys, and I apologize for my voice here, but I'm posing this question because I want you guys to chat about it. I want you guys to think, is there a little bit more refs having control of a dictating of an outcome of a game? Is there a human element getting involved in it? Is there a rivalry involved in it? Is Vegas involved in it? So, guys, a lot of questions here, but I know this is a little bit of a longer video, but I want to hear it from you guys. I want to hear your thoughts on this. But once again, guys, I really appreciate it, guys, and I appreciate your guys' support on this. We're obviously going to have content often for the Chargers and everything that we possibly can, and great talking points. And we want to hear about other talking points you guys want us to be able to speak on. So appreciate you guys. Let us know your thoughts. Like, subscribe, sub. Appreciate it, my guys. Have a good one, guys. Bolt Bros out.